Ladies and gentlemen, we have one of the most epic get woke, go broke stories ever. And it only took 4 years. Starbucks is closing 16 stores over employee safety concerns. Starbucks cites reports of drug use, other disruptions at stores in 5 major cities. I want to read for you a series of news articles, my friends, but I'm not going to bury the lead. First, I must bring you back in time. 4 years. 4 years we go back in time to April 15th, 2018. Whoosh, the New York Times reports. Starbucks CEO apologizes after arrests of 2 black men. It was following this outrage that Starbucks announced, we are going to allow anyone to use our bathrooms. It used to be you had to be a customer. 2 black men got arrested on suspicion of trespassing in Philadelphia Starbucks on Thursday. The police commissioner defended the actions of his officers, but Starbucks apologized. You see, the issue was that these guys, we're waiting for someone, created this big hubbub, and then for whatever reason, Starbucks was like, okay, look, you can use our bathrooms, man. Anyone can use the bathrooms. I don't want to deal with this. Big mistake. I then travel you forward in time 4 years to this story from CNN. Starbucks may close its bathrooms to the public again, June 10th, 2022. Yes. You see, rampant drug use was a big problem. And Starbucks said, maybe we need to close our bathrooms. I mean, it was a PR stunt because activists pretended to be angry. Well, I'm sure the activists were actually angry. So here we go. This is from June. Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz says his company might not be able to keep its bathrooms open to the general public. The coffee company opened its bathroom to the public in 2018 after 2 black men were denied use of the bathroom in a Philadelphia Starbucks while they were waiting for a friend to arrive. When they then sat down in the store without ordering anything, a Starbucks employee called the police and they were arrested for trespassing. No charges were ever filed. Can I just pause real quick and say, dude, if you have a couple dudes of any race, I don't care, hanging out like we're waiting for someone, you say, okay, so what? Starbucks called the cops on these guys. That's crazy. Now, there may be something else to the story we don't know about, because I really just don't believe the idea that a Starbucks employee really would care that much and be like, I don't like them sitting there. Unless it was like some, angry manager type or whatever. But it's okay. So sure, they shouldn't have been arrested for trespassing. The cops should have came in and been like, dude, they asked you to leave. I guess these guys were like, we're not going to leave. And then they get arrested. Here we go. Schultz said at a New York Times Deal Book conference in D.C. that the company may have to change the policy. He said that a growing mental health problem was posing a threat to staff and customers and making it difficult for Starbucks employees to manage its stores with the current policy in place. We have to harden our stores and provide safety for our people, the Times quoted Schultz as saying at the conference. I don't know if we can keep our bathrooms open. So, ladies and gentlemen, I now bring you to the greatest, most epic get woke, go broke of all time. Everyone agrees. Instead of just shutting the bathrooms down, Starbucks, being backed into a corner by their stupid woke activism, is shutting down the stores outright. Let me say that again. And I hope I can hear y'all laughing. They pandered to the woke crowd. Fine, we'll open up our bathrooms. Then they were like, hey, wait a minute. This is exactly the problem everyone said was going to happening. That drug use was going to be really bad. The bathrooms would get trashed and it would be very dangerous. Okay, so what are you going to do? Starbucks says, well, what if we just shut the bathrooms down again? Then you're going to get mass protests. That's it. Shut the store down. Shut them down. No more coffee for anyone. You lose the money, Starbucks. Too bad. But you know what? I don't think Starbucks cares. They're shutting down these locations, and all that's really going to happen is the people who like Starbucks aren't going to be able to buy it. And you know what? It's your own fault. Because I know most people don't care about the bathroom stuff. They don't. But you did not push back against the woke, psychotic narcissists who keep gaining power. So now your Starbucks goes away. Market Watch reports as of yesterday. Starbucks Corp said Monday that it's closing 16 U.S. stores after workers reported incidents related to drug use and other disruption in cafes. Starbucks said it would permanently close 6 stores each in Seattle and Los Angeles, 2 in Portland, and single locations in Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. by the end of the month. The company said it received reports from workers about incidents that they said involved drug use by some customers and in some cases members of the public. In certain locations, Starbucks said it would transfer employees to other locations when it permanently closes the stores. Quote, "We read every incident report you file. It's a lot," wrote U.S. operations lead Debbie Stroud and Denise Nelson in a message to U.S. employees Monday. "We cannot serve as partners if we don't first feel safe at work," they said, referring to the company's term for employees. Starbucks also said it would give store managers leeway to close restrooms, limit seating, or reduce operations in response to safety concerns. The moves are part of policies aimed at addressing workers' concerns, including about their safety on the job, the company said. Okay. I want to say it. Who wants to open a coffee shop? I'm not even kidding. Here's what I want to do. There's a Starbucks nearby, okay, where we are in the Western Maryland, West Virginia area, tri-state. Here's what I really want to do. I want to open up a coffee shop with excellent, robust, delicious coffee. And I want to pay the employees the most I could possibly pay them. I want to subsidize a coffee shop and run it like a hippie socialist co-op, and then go to the employees at Starbucks and say, listen, you worked for a company that prioritized people who don't work here, who prioritized drug users. So here's what I'll say. I'll ask them. It's up to them. Would you prefer to work for a company that is going to turn over the overwhelming majority of profit to you, the workers? We need to maintain the space, so profit is going to be necessary in creating the buffer. And we're not going to prioritize people who aren't here. We are going to tell you, the employee, if you feel unsafe, close the bathrooms. If you think someone's a problem, call the cops. We're not going to play these woke games. I'm sick of it. Starbucks doesn't care about its workers. They don't care about the issues of the public. They care about avoiding protest. Now, my understanding is Starbucks ain't all that bad in terms of how much they pay their employees. They actually pay decently well, is my understanding. But I also know that the margins on a cup of coffee are massive. The cost of a cup of coffee is very small, and they charge a lot for it. Okay, here's what I want to do. I don't care about making a chain of coffee shops. I don't care about taking over the coffee shop world or getting rich off running coffee shops. But I do care about this. I care about Starbucks doing stupid things, and now these stores are shutting down. How about you protect the employees who work at your store? How about you do right by them? Oh, we're going to transfer them. Oh, please, transfer them. So if somebody works in downtown Philadelphia and you're like, we've got a suburban store, we've got a store 3 miles away, you think that's going to be feasible for these people? No. How about this? How about we open a coffee shop? Then I will hire someone to stand outside of Starbucks being like, quit your job here and come work for us. We're better. Now, there's the risk. Starbucks being a massive multinational corporation, yeah, they probably can afford to pay their employees more than we can. But I wonder if my willingness to see them face the repercussions of their action is just going to be more worth it, more valuable. I know Starbucks likes to subsidize stores. At least this is the rumor that I've heard. I could be wrong. They subsidize their locations because they make so much money across the board to compete against anyone who would oppose them. But I'm willing to turn a minimal profit. Here's my vision. We open a coffee shop. We get good quality stuff, maybe some Krigler coffee, maybe some coffee brand coffee. Then we sell the cup of coffee at a price that is comparable or competitive with the Starbucks that will be right across the street. Better quality stuff. And instead of taking big profits from the store for myself, I'll just kick it back to the employees. I'll show them exactly how much we're making, and I'll say, if the store makes $1 million, I'm just going to split that up amongst the employees based on position. The manager will get a little higher percentage than the assistant manager, than the employees, but everybody will see a cut of that profit at the end of the month. And a small amount of that profit will go into a bank account that will be used as a buffer. If there's let's just say a stormy period where customer, sales are going down, well, then we want to make sure everyone's getting paid. And that's what that buffer in the bank account will be for. And then once we cross a certain threshold of like 6 months operating costs, we just start kicking out bonuses. Because like I said, I don't care to run a coffee shop. It's not my dream to be a coffee shop owner. It is my dream to stick it to these woke corporations that have sacrificed the safety of their employee for politics. I want them to know. And maybe maybe we can make a change in this world, because maybe then we do start opening more and more of these coffee shops that function more like co-ops, where people who work there can feel proud, can have input, and can make good money and have healthcare benefits and make that living wage. Maybe that's what we need. I'm sick of it. The whole Starbucks model is send all the profits up to the top. Well, you know what? I do well enough with my videos. I work for myself. I have my camera. I produce the segments. I record. I upload. For Timcast IRL, we have some employees. I pay the employees. I would love to build businesses that are sustainable and that cause Starbucks to feel pain. I want the local Starbucks to say, we just can't compete. Nobody wants to work here. Everybody wants to work there. Their coffee is cheaper. And then, good luck, Starbucks. Play your games. I'll do the same thing with Timcast.com. Become a member at Timcast.com, because this is what it's all about. I don't care about an infinity pool. I don't care about that stuff. You know what I care about? I want Disney to feel the pain. I want Netflix to feel the pain. I want these big corporations that spit in our faces and pander to a psychotic group of narcissists as they watch our cities burn to the ground. I want them to say, why are we losing subscribers? Oh, it's because the Daily Wire is expanding and offering up great content. Oh, it's because Timcast.com is doing the same thing. We got some comedy specials in the pipeline. We've got some new shows in the pipeline. I'm not saying, look, I don't know if Timcast.com will ever be big enough to make Disney and Netflix and Amazon regret their decisions. They are kings among men in terms of their mass and market share. But maybe I will just keep churning in that direction. I want to open this coffee shop right next to Starbucks. And we should call it like We Hate Starbucks Coffee Shop or something dumb. No, okay, we'll make it legit. We'll call it like, Coffee Bean or something stupid. I guess Coffee Bean is taken. People said the Coffee Beanie or Castle Coffee Beanie or something. Whatever, we'll figure it out. And then I'll just say to the employees, we're going to do right by you. Now, I understand. I'm not naive. Sometimes you get bad employees. You do. The idea is that if you don't want to be here, you shouldn't be here. And so what do I have to do to make sure the people who are passionate and want to be here are the ones who are here? I know there are people out there that love making coffee. I know there are people out there that make espresso-based drinks that love drawing the pictures, and it's a craft. I want those people to make good money, to live a good life, and to feel really excited to show up the next day. And you know what? The customer is not always right. I want to tell the employees, if you got some customer coming in and giving you the business, be professional, but treat it the way you feel you deserve to be treated. I'm not playing these stupid games where like a customer can come in, demand service from an employee, and the employee is supposed to be scared because their boss could fire him on the spot. I don't want to play that game. I want a good business, and I want to say, screw you guys, to Starbucks. Let's take a look at what's happening around the country. 7-Eleven Day. Look, I get it. Starbucks get woke, go broke. We've got crime all across our major cities. 7-Eleven Day, the hunt for the 7-Eleven killer. Cops search for lone masked gunman who killed 2 and injured 3 in a wave of robberies at 6 stores on 7-Eleven Day. July 11th was Free Slurpee Day. You know what? This is what I'm fed up about. These 7-Eleven employees, they should have guns. So we're gonna open up. I want to open up a cafe in West Virginia, and I want my employees to be strapped. I want you to be carrying, and I want you to be trained. Look, I respect and recommend the Second Amendment rights to individuals. I respect that people would keep and bear arms. If you're going to be in the store and you're going to be working, I expect you to go to the range and take it very seriously. But I don't want this to happen. Somebody walks into my store, we're going to have a big sign on the door saying, "Proud Second Amendment Coffee Shop." It's West Virginia, baby. Maybe we'll do some kind. We'll buy a bunch of that Black Rifle coffee, and we'll say we want our employees to be armed. You want to come in and rob our employees? You're making a big mistake. You know, I'd love it if the coffee shop employees had like an AR on their back, just like ready to go, baby. You know, it's probably not the right thing for close quarters defense. So maybe, maybe frangible rounds and a handgun or something makes more sense. Okay, but maybe like some, what are they called? What are the holsters? The one like Crowder wears? That's what I want. Gun coffee. We treat our employees better. We want them to protect themselves. We don't want them getting robbed. Let me show you this story we got from the New York Post. This is what it's like in these cities. New York City bodega group pitches stand your ground law after fatal stabbing. In New York, they want stand your ground in New York. Good luck. Dude, I don't understand how people live this way. When we did the event in New York City, the Minds event, and we're speaking and stuff, and we got Tulsi, James O'Keefe, we had crazy security. Because there are crazy people out there. You could be a bodega worker, and some dude comes in. I guess the story was like some woman was mad that the cost of goods went up $1 or something, so she threatens the guy. She gets her boyfriend who comes in and jumps the counter and attacks the bodega worker. He defends himself. The woman then stabs the bodega worker. The bodega worker then stabbed the dude. Dude died. They locked the bodega worker up. Yo, he was minding his own business. He got attacked. Why would you want to live that way? No. I'm sick of this, man. No respect for individuals, for their life. These are good people. Let me tell you something. Let me ask you a question. There's two people. One guy is working the land, his own land, minding his own business. He is growing beautiful pumpkins and zucchinis and tomatoes and other such delicious vegetables, minding his own business. And he eats them. And he enjoys his life. He's got rice and he's got peanuts and it's just a good life. Then some dude shows up, walks up to him, murders him, and then eats all of his vegetables and his crops, destroying the farm and leaving. Who's the bad guy? Right, we all know who the bad guy is. It's not the farmer who was minding his own business and growing his own crops. He was hurting no one. In fact, cultivating the earth was probably good for everyone all around, with the bees and the birds and everybody coming, the little rabbits. He was probably doing right by the ecosystem. You see, I made the joke about vegans on Timcast IRL, saying like vegans are eating the plants and the plants are minding their own business. It's the animals destroying the plants you got to eat. But in this scenario, I want you to think about this. Who should we stop? We want people to mind their own business. So why is it that with Starbucks, when someone comes and victimizes, we punish the Starbucks? The company says, no, open your bathrooms, and then drugs become rampant and people get attacked. Then you get these people being attacked in their bodegas, 7-Elevens being robbed. Our society has become sick. It is punishing those who are minding their own business. Enough, man. Now, I don't know if I can open any bodegas, and I certainly don't want to be in New York City. But I can tell you this. I'd love to open that coffee shop in West Virginia right next to Starbucks. I'd love to offer better wages, better coffee, and I'd love for all the employees to be armed to the teeth. Everybody's just got holsters on. And they're like, don't come in here looking for trouble because you ain't coming out with nothing but it. You'll find trouble, but trouble for you. These corporations, they don't care. The customer is always right. Wrong. The customer is not always right. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. We're professionals, okay? If you come in and you say you would like coffee, I will make you a coffee. If you come in and yell at me and insult me, I'll say, you know what? You can leave. And I want a coffee shop where the employees are empowered to do so. And then I want the employees to look at the bottom line. And I'll say, that guy you kicked out who wanted to spend $20, was it worth it? It might be. You might say, look, our bottom line at the end of the month, we're doing all right. We're making money we want. We're making the money we need. We're living well. I think that guy was a bad guy. He shouldn't be here. He was a mean guy. Okay. I just can't stand that. I've worked these jobs where it's like someone comes in there yelling at you and you have to just sit there and take it. No way, dude. I don't like any of that stuff. When I was younger, I was much more of an anarchist, and now I'm fairly liberal because I do recognize you need some authority. But the idea that someone who's making your coffee is beneath you and just has to listen to you and take what you, sorry, I don't play that. I'm sick of Starbucks. I'm sick of these big corporations. I've never liked them. I'm sick of how they pander to the establishment political elites over the people who make the business work. No. Now, I don't know if look, a lot of people have hit me up saying they would help run the coffee shop. We'll figure it out. I still want to do it, and maybe I just need to hire the person who will. I think we're working in that direction. We're looking at setting up our own venue in West Virginia, and we're going to have a skate shop and a game shop in it. So that means like during the day, people can come in for skate gear and stuff and watch videos, hang out on the couch. And there's also going to be board games, Magic the Gathering, coffee, and all that stuff. So I think we'll do it. I don't know if it will be next to the Starbucks or anything like that, but we'll put our money where our mouth is. The plan for the venue is we're likely going to subsidize the staff there, meaning if you work there, you'll probably get paid a salary more so than the business actually generates. But the way I see it is the venue is a means of, one, building culture, putting my money where my mouth is, and it's good marketing. We want to do Saturday morning family events. We want families to bring their kids to hang out, to watch good family-friendly educational kids shows and cartoons, to play games, to learn how to play things like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, whatever card game they want to play, and board games and other things that'll help make them smart. Chess, for instance. We'll have skateboarding stuff. We'll probably have a skateboarding area. All in all, I want to make a fun place to hang out for families. And we may end up subsidizing it. But here's the mission, man. Timcast.com. Everything we're doing with this, when you become a member, the more people we get sign up, the more we do things like that. So it's not so much about, are we going to make a business that's profitable? Obviously, our shows have to make money. We're fortunate that y'all support Timcast enough to the point where members are helping keep this boat afloat. But I want to see more in this community. Timcast.com, the things that I'm building, it's not just about making money and looking at the bank account. That's not it at all. It's about having a positive impact and leaving behind something that's going to be great to make people's lives better. And I think we're going to do it. And part of it is calling out the get woke, go broke, making fun of Starbucks. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. They can get woke, go broke. We'll do the opposite. I'm willing to bet that we can launch these projects like this venue with the intention of just paying employees living wages, making a great community space, and then all of a sudden, what's that? You make money doing it. I want to prove that when you get woke, you go broke. And when you do right by your community, you are well off. Let's make that happen. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 4 p.m. over at youtube.com/Timcast. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.